Good evening. Good evening. I'm sorry we are running a few minutes late here, but the time is 7:42, and I will call this public hearing and regular business meeting of the Mayor and Council for the City of Snellville, Georgia, for Monday, March 11th, 2019 to order. And tonight we'll have an invocation by former council member Bobby Howard.
If you would join me in prayer, please. Gracious and loving Heavenly Father, we just give you thanks for this day and this evening, to be with our city leaders and to be with those in the city that are engaged and want our city to be the best it can be. We just ask for you to be all-knowing and continue to bless our city, continue to give the leaders the forethought, the sight, and the opportunity to make our city the best it can be. It's in your Son's precious name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Howard. Next, we'll have the pledge to the flag. We have Snellville Girl Scout Troop 2697. If y'all will come forward and lead us in the pledge. Thank you, girls. Okay, we have no ceremonial matters. Next is the minutes. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes of February 25th, 2019, as well as February 27th, 2019 meetings.
Okay, there's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. That is 4 in favor and none opposed. I probably should have said Gretchen Schultz is not here tonight. She's out of town. We have no invited guests. We have committee and department reports. First, we have the Planning Commission, Mr. Bill Kingsbury.
Good evening. The Planning Commission at its last meeting approved get the right piece of paper here, approved the CUP related to a Valvoline oil changing facility at the corner of Dogwood and 124. I understand you have your first reading on it tonight. We did approve it with the staff recommendations, which included 2 sign variants and a setback variance, rear yard setback variance. We also had a presentation of the Livable Centers Initiative. We passed it. We determined it was a good document. There was a few minor things that we made changes on. That was it. And we do have, and you, Mayor, will be pledging in a new Planning Commission member, which we are very grateful for, and we most probably will be bringing another one to you in a month. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kingsbury. Next, we'll have a report from our Downtown Development Authority with Chair Don Britt.
It's great to be here. First report as the chair of the DDA, and I've had some on-the-job training for the past couple months, so it's been fun. Update on, in January, we had a joint planning meeting with all the other boards in the city of Snellville, and a lot of things were discussed, and we developed some action items going forward. DDA agreed to work with STAT and to looking into hiring an intern, which STAT has done, to develop a business communications program. This project will develop a database and a delivery strategy to communicate with the businesses in the city of Snellville and let them know of news, opportunities, and programs that would be beneficial to their local business owners and operators. That intern has been hired, as I've said, and we're in the beginning stages of that development, and should help both the DDA and the tourism and trade. We also engaged agreed to engage more with the Small Business Development Center to see how they could be a resource for the DDA and bringing future business to Snellville and to future local business community. As far as the cobblestone project is moving forward, looks like a schedule of a closing for May, and we're currently working on options for property management and leasing agents. We've had a meeting with the current leasing agency and manager to get an update on what's going on. It's 100% leased, with the leases renewing right now as we speak. And we're excited tonight that we're going to gain a new board member also, and looking forward to having Alan on board. Any questions?
Any questions for Mr. Brett? Nope. Thank you. And now we'll have the approval of the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda for the March 11th, 2019 meeting.
There's a motion to approve the agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. 4 in favor and none opposed. Now we'll move into our public hearing. We have a first reading, CUP 19-01, consideration and recommendation on application by Valvoline Instant Oil Change and Montag Enterprises, Inc., 2, for a conditional use permit for a vehicle oil change facility and request for variances from the buffer ordinance and sign ordinance for the .66 acre property zoned BG General Business District and located at 2018 Scenic Highway, Snellville, Georgia. Is there a motion?
Motion to waive the first reading on CUP 19-01 as read by the mayor, to place on the agenda for a second reading and public hearing March 25th.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. That is 4 in favor and none opposed. For those of you who don't know what that property location is, 2018 Scenic Highway is at the corner of Dogwood and 124. There's currently a brick building there, auto detailing and emissions inspection. It's across Dogwood from the Quick Trip. And so Valvoline is proposing to put a building in there. Next, we have item B, consideration and action on public input on the adoption of the Town Center Livable Initiatives, or Livable Centers Initiatives, which is LCI 5-year update. We have Megan McCullum with Jacobs Engineering is going to give us an overview, and then we'll open the floor to public comment.
Thank you, Mayor and Council, and to the community. Can everyone hear me okay from here?
Yes.
Okay, I'll stand this way so I can kind of address everyone. As the Mayor said, my name is Megan McFarland, and I work with Jacobs. We're an engineering firm, and I'm urban planner. We have been working with the Snellville community for almost a year now on a project called a Livable Centers Initiative, which I'm sure probably does not mean much to you if you have not been part of that process before. So just quickly, the Livable Centers Initiative is something that communities throughout Metro Atlanta are working on. It's with the Atlanta Regional Commission. And the goal is in this metro area where we experience a lot of congestion, a lot of traffic, and as a result, a lot of pollution, to create parts of our community that are really walkable and inviting, where you can get out of your car and be part of that community and have more of a traditional form of development. So this Livable Centers Initiative for the city of Snellville started back in 2003, and it periodically gets updated. The really cool thing about this program is that by renewing your plan, you become eligible for transportation project funding through the Atlanta Regional Commission to do some of these cool items that we have in the plan. So there is a website, snellville2040.org, that has tons of information about what the public process has looked like. We've had community members come out and talk to us about what they'd like to see in this area, issues that they're experiencing, and that's all been translated into this plan. It does reflect previous planning efforts, but they've been updated to reflect new conditions and new aspirations from the community. And we hope it's all been captured in this document. If you have any questions about what's included, we'd be happy to address it. But it essentially involves what's called the town center area, which here in City Hall, it's on all sides of you. Really, it's this core area of town that's envisioned to become more of a traditional downtown environment like you see in some of the other cities in Metro Atlanta. So, any questions at this time?
Any questions for Megan from council? Nope, thank you, Megan. Now, this is a public hearing item, so I will open up the floor to public comment. If anyone would like to come and speak or ask questions or make comments about the LCI update, please come forward. Seeing none, we will close the public hearing and move on with our agenda. We have no business under our consent agenda, no old business, so we'll move into new business. First, we do have a lot of appointments tonight. First, I'm going to nominate and ask the council for confirmation as, for Kim Gallant as Snellville's Municipal Court Chief Judge. Kim is my nomination, and so I ask for confirmation. If you would like to confirm, please signify by raising your right hand. That is 4 in favor and none opposed. Congratulations, and now we'll administer the oath of office. Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will honestly and faithfully discharge the duties of the Chief Judge of the Municipal Court of the City of Snellville
That I will honestly and faithfully discharge the duties of the Chief Judge of the Municipal Court of the City of Snellville
to the best of my ability and without fear, favor, or partiality,
to the best of my ability without fear, favor, or partiality,
perform the duties, and that I will support and defend the charter and ordinances thereof,
perform the duties, and that I will support and defend the Charter and ordinances thereof,
as well as the Constitution and laws of the state of Georgia
as well as the Constitution and laws of the State of Georgia
and of the United States of America.
and of the United States of America. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So now we have item C. I'm nominating Rafiq Allen Yukani to the Downtown Development Authority Post 3 with the term expiration of June 30th, 2020. That's my nomination. All in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. That is 4 in favor and none opposed. Welcome, Alan. We appreciate your service to the DDA. Next, we have, I plan to nominate Cindy Reynolds to Post 3 of the Development Authority of Snellville with the term expiration of June 30th, 2019. That's my nomination. All in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. That is 4 in favor and none opposed. Was Cindy able? Cindy's here. Thank you, Sydney. We appreciate your service. She's getting double duty tonight. I'm also nominating Cindy to Post 3 of the Urban Redevelopment Authority with a term expiration of June 30th, 2019. All in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. It is 4 in favor and none opposed. Again, thank you, Cindy. Next, I am nominating Baron Griffin to post 4 of the Planning Commission with a term expiration date of June 30th, 2020. Baron's here tonight. So Baron's my nomination. All in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. That is 4 in favor and none opposed. Baron, we appreciate you taking this on. The next item, the confirmation for Angela Mahdi, is it Mahdi, to the Snellville Youth Commission Advisory Board. We're going to postpone that to a future meeting. We have item H, consideration and action on resolution 2019-11. This, I'll read the title, Resolution to Enact a Moratorium Prohibiting Shareable Dockless Mobility Devices from being operated upon or placed in the public right-of-way or upon public property or offered for use anywhere in the city of Snellville for a maximum period of 12 months. To let you know what we're doing here is, this is what we were calling the scooter ordinance. This is putting a moratorium on companies being able to come in and drop off scooters to be able to use for rent. Several cities have had these scooters brought in. Well, the companies just descend on the city, really, and they drop these scooters everywhere. It's a great service. It allows the public, I think you use an app and you pick up the scooter and you can drive it wherever you want and leave it wherever you get off of it. It's a great service in theory, but the issues that have arisen from this is that the scooters are being left everywhere. They're blocking sidewalks. They're being left in front of businesses. It's creating a danger and a problem for people being able to walk down the sidewalks. There's also been some issues with whether they can be driven on sidewalks or whether they need to be driven in the streets, and then who's liable if something happens to someone on the scooter in the public street. So there's just been some issues, and the service has come out ahead of any kind of regulations or ordinances and rules of operation. Several places have, where these scooters were dropped off, have now put a moratorium and banned them. University of Georgia campus was one of those locations. And what we're doing is Georgia Municipal Association is working with the industry to craft some model ordinances that cities and counties can then look at and potentially adopt for their communities. So they're all talking, and we're just trying to work through what's the best way to handle this so that we don't wind up with the problems with it. We just wind up with the benefits. So we're putting on the moratorium here just to prevent anybody from coming in with these scooter situations. Now, this doesn't prevent a private citizen from using their own scooter. It just prevents the companies from coming in and dropping them off and using them as part of their business. So that's an explanation of the moratorium. If there's any, are there any comments or anything from council?
I just want to emphasize what you said, because in Snellville, you can't drive these on the sidewalks by an existing regulation, and I don't believe you can drive them on the street because they're not vehicles, they're not registered vehicles. There's a lot of questions about how they fit into the blend of vehicles on the highway. And I think until we get some clarity, we would be putting the city potentially in danger of inviting some lawsuits if we just let them come in when there's really not a good way to monitor them and to have people drive them in a safe manner.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, with that, we'll call for the vote. I'm sorry, how about a motion in a second?
Okay, how about a motion? Motion to approve Resolution 2019-11 as read by the mayor.
There's a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. That is 3 in favor. Any opposed? And 1 opposed. The motion carries. Next, we have item I, consideration and action on Resolution 2019-12, adoption of the Town Center Livable Centers Initiative 5-year update. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve Resolution 2019-12, adoption of the Town Center Livable Centers Initiative, LCI, 5-year update.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
So motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. That is 4 in favor and none opposed. That ends our regular business meeting, so now we'll move into council reports. Councilmember Marmel? No report. Councilmember Linsky?
Last Saturday, we had an amazing opportunity to members of the Snellville Youth Commission to a poverty simulation in conjunction with Emory University, and it was actually located at the Atlanta Food Bank off of Lowry Boulevard. So just getting to experience a different side of the city of Atlanta, seeing a little bit larger area than Snellville and Gwinnett County was an important experience for the students. It was emotionally exhausting and eye-opening for the students to go through this experience. And we really want to further the partnership between SYC and Emory University and try to bring this poverty simulation to our community here in Snellville. And with that, we'd like to extend, basically reach out to the Southeast Co-op to try and work with us as well. And we really think that that will have an impact on this community in our sense of the need that is out there. It is real, it is important, and it is up to each and every one of us to take a leadership role to try and resolve our issues.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Dave Emanuel.
Thank you. I would like to personally thank Kim Gallant, Alan Ucani, Cindy Reynolds, and Baron Griffin for volunteering. We certainly appreciate your efforts and look forward to working with you in the future. We also had a meeting last week with 4 principals from the high schools in the area and a group of students to discuss what a auxiliary educational facility might look like. And you know, I hear all these bad things about younger people and students and how they don't do this and how they don't do that, and these kids were just amazing. There had to be 20, 25 of them. They were all engaged, they had great ideas, they gave the matter some thought, and I think we're going to benefit from their input. So it's good to see that we do have good students in the Snellville area, and they're going to do great things going forward, I think.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. And for my report, I was also going to mention the meeting that we had with the principals and students. And I'm like Dave, every time I interact with our high school students, I'm just thoroughly impressed with their knowledge, their willingness to participate, and their thoughts and ideas, and their willingness to want to help support the community and make things better. It really is. We do have a great group of kids around here. Huh?
You want to substitute for me tomorrow?
Oh, no, thank you. She's asking me to substitute tomorrow, but I have tax returns due. I've got a big deadline Friday, so
That's what they all say.
I'm stressing out just a little bit. And also would just like everybody to remember the Snell family in your thoughts and prayers. Jack Snell, who was the father of Melanie Snell Connor, Melinda Franklin, and then Jackie Snell passed away recently. So he is, he was part of the big Snell family, and he will be missed here in this community. So if you can just keep their family in your prayers, I would appreciate it. And with that, we will open up the floor for public comment. If anyone would like to come and say anything, you have 5 minutes to speak on a topic. Just provide your name and address for the record. Somebody do it.
Somebody's going to do it.
That's 30 seconds.
It's, just go and turn the clock on. I can take it all. Bobby Howard, 2240 Pinehurst Road, Snellville, Georgia. I would like to enter invitation to all of the folks in the Snellville area to join us Saturday morning at 10 o'clock on the town green for a prayer march, basically put together by the Atlanta Prayer Partners and one of our local philanthropy champions, I guess, Clyde Strickland and his family. It's One Nation Under God. We're going to do a prayer walk and a march through the town green and out through the city. And we're going to have prayer stations at each. And I'll be leading the prayer station at the police department to pray for our law enforcement. And so we would invite everybody to join us Saturday morning, 10 o'clock, if you can be here on the town green. And we appreciate the city and all the accommodations you've made for us to be able to do this. And we appreciate it. Thank you.
Bobby, just one question. Do you know how long it's expected to last?
We'll probably probably an hour and a half total.
Okay.
I mean, by the time we gather,
And then do the walk.
do the different thing, come back, we've got some events coming back afterwards. Probably an hour and a half, I would say, is kind of where we're looking right this minute.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you. Is there anyone else? Seeing none, I will take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
There's a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. That is 4 in favor and none opposed.